Is this thing even on? I've got 30 minutes max to build up to a heavy 3-rep set on bench press because my son is asleep, and if I'm lucky, all I'm gonna get is 30 minutes. So enough chit chat. It's time to go set up for the bench press and hit the freaking weight. Ladies and gentlemen, have I got a doozy for you today? I just watched a Sam Sulek, Eric Bugenhagen collab video, which I thoroughly enjoyed. If you are a fan of either one of those guys, I highly suggest you go check it out. It's a pretty good one. But in the video, Sam mentioned to Eric this idea. I wanted to expound on it a little bit because the second I heard it, I was like, oh boy, I've got a perfect video for this. This footage you're seeing is from about 4 weeks ago. I just didn't really know what to do voiceover-wise or what to discuss, so I've just kind of been sitting on it. But whenever Sam said, if you have the mindset that you would go do a 3-hour workout session, but you only have 1 hour to get it done, you bet your butt you're going to go in there, you're going to put in a lot of work, a lot of effort, and a lot of intensity and have the best workout of your life because you already have that mindset that I'm going to do what it takes, 3 hours or more or whatever, but I only have, in reality, this much time to do it. And in this workout, I only had 30 minutes because my son was on the brink of waking up. So I had no choice but to get it done. Now, looking back, there's always this thought. It's like, do I really want to go down there and start? I'm going to have to warm up. I'm going to have to set up the weights. What if he wakes up in the middle of the set, whatever? And then, there's that voice trying to talk me out of it. But instead of succumbing to that, I decided, yeah, that's plenty of time. 30 minutes or less, that's all I need to get a good workout in. And it just kind of stems from the mindset of wanting to get better, pursuing goals, and trying to achieve that success in the gym. Before I had a child, 1 hour to 2 hours, that was optimal time for me in the gym. I got to do multiple sets, multiple reps, a couple of different workouts, some accessories, things like that, and I had a blast doing it. But with 30 minutes to 1 hour, I really don't have that time anymore, and so I really have to emphasize the thing that is important to me, working towards the goal that I want to achieve, in this case, prepping for a powerlifting competition, sometimes doing so with 5 to 8 hours of sleep. You never know. Sometimes I'm up for 2 hours in the middle of the night. That's how it's been the past 3 weeks. My son, he's just kind of going through this regression phase again, and he's done that time and time again over the past 12 months. And what am I going to do? Not work out? Stop? Just quit? No way, So I kind of want to put this out there. There's plenty of you that follow me. I know you put in the work. You follow a variety of programs. You train for a variety of different reasons. And there's a lot of ways you could achieve success in the gym, however you define success. So I'm not stomping on anybody's program or regimen or what they're doing, but there are probably way more people out there who want to get started but don't know how, and they just never do, or they make it way too difficult in the beginning and they do 12 different exercises because ChatGPT told them so, and they just don't know any better. And that's okay because we all start somewhere. But I wanted to take this time to kind of encourage towards that it doesn't have to be super complex. What happens if you go through a season of your life, it's like for the next 6 months, I really don't have much time to work out. I can maybe get 30 minutes in. Are you just going to quit working out because that little voice comes into your head and says, what's 30 minutes going to do? That's not going to matter. It's not going to make a difference. Why would I even try? Maybe I could just sit and scroll on my phone for 30 minutes because I'm tired and it's been a long day. Or are you going to go and put in as much effort as you can, pretend that you're getting pretend that you have all the time in the world and cram it in 30 minutes and just try hard. And that's going to make you better. On the other side of that coin or scale, whatever, someone could have all the time in the world and go to the gym for 1 hour or 2 hours or 3 hours and do way too much, not put hardly any effort into one particular thing because their eggs are in too many baskets and not see any improvement. I think that particular thought could be a whole video in itself. In particular, I've seen these conversations on Reddit regarding, it's like a ChatGPT program. It's like, well, I've got 10 workouts. I've got to do 5 sets of these, 8 sets of these, and they're just spreading themselves way too thin. It all does, again, comes down to what are your goals and what program are you following. And I'm not bashing on any particular program because we're all working towards different things. And like I said, Many of you that follow me, I see your programs, they're vastly different, and you guys are still making some serious progress. So it's not bashing on programming. I'm not bashing on anyone. It's more just kind of challenging these thoughts, probably for new people who are new to the gym. I think this is who it's going to affect the most. Getting paralyzed by time, or I guess quantity of exercise. Like, it seems like it's too much, or it seems like there's not enough. Really, all you have to do is do something, and that's going to make you better. If you put in the right amount of effort, if you're smart about it, there's no shame in asking for advice or help, or looking up tried and true programs, people online, getting a coach. I don't know. You just really got to know how to sort through all that, because there's so much information out there. I'm getting kind of in the weeds with this video and this subject. I think there's so much that we could talk about in future videos, but for now, I think I'm going to end it. That's it. I have nothing else to say. Let me know what you think in the comments. I'll be excited to hear from you.